Do you value your time? I'm sure you do. Or at least we all seem to think that we do. But how much do you value it at? Have you ever thought about your time as money? What is it worth? $5 an hour? Is it $50 an hour? Maybe $5,000 an hour? Well, it's definitely worth a lot to others, like big corporates. How many of you think that social media is free since you've never paid Instagram or TikTok or Facebook for it? The truth is that you are paying for it, but with time and not money. As social media companies make billions from the average 2.5 hours a day that people spend on their apps. If they are making so much money from your time, shouldn't you be doing the same? Before you think that I'm being money-minded, I'm actually doing the opposite. I'm trying to transform the way you think and make you value one of the most amazing resources that is available to us and use it to get you both rich and also happy. In the last video on wealth, which I hope you've seen, but if not, I'll leave a link for it up here and down below. I talk about how to get rich and wealth being a function of money, time, and leverage. I talk about how to create leverage in the form of people, equity, skills, and technology, and you can earn a lot more money per unit time if you use any of these forms of leverage, which is a true path to wealth creation and to get rich, or die trying. But the part that we didn't talk about focuses on time and the opportunity cost of it. Time has value in two forms. First, monetary, in that every extra hour you have can be used to create wealth in all the ways that we described. And also non-monetary, in that time has a non-quantifiable but incredible value to allow us to actually benefit from this wealth in terms of the things that matter, like family and health and fitness and music and new experiences. This is not a philosophical video. Don't mistake what I'm saying for something nice to hear today and talk about at your next Saturday dinner party or over drinks with friends. This is a moment that we can completely transform the way you think about your life, both how you can get rich, but also how you can be happy. And the money you have is only as valuable as the time that you have to go with it. I've seen countless people, including myself for a large part of my life, focus on one or the other. They either have time but like no wealth, or they're chasing wealth inexplicably and inexorably, but are always some of the poorest people that I know with absolutely no time to do anything meaningful with it. And as you watch till the end of this video, together we can figure out how to make you one of the rarest of the rare who gets to have both. Hey guys, my name is Akshay Goenka and the team on this channel is trying hard to build a life of true wealth, not just measured in money but also in time. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon to continue working with us to create a life of peace, productivity, and purpose. Right, so back to unlocking the secrets of time together. To do this, we must first find a way to help you value your time in terms of money. Whilst it's worth a lot more, this is an important first step to be able to find a practical method to preserve its value every day. Given all of you are spread across countries, for this video I'm going to use dollars as the currency, but you can convert for your local currency and follow along. I want you to take out a pen and a paper or open a blank note on your smartphone or computer to take notes so you actually take something tangible away from the time that you are spending with me today. I really care about these videos being practical and implementable and not just nice concepts. So leave me a thought on whether you found this useful in the comment section below. Okay, time to value your time. Let's go. First, assume time is valued at the amount that you would pay to have it freed up for you. How much would you pay to not have to do something you don't like cleaning the house? If you, like me, work long hours in the week and still spend 3 hours every Saturday or Sunday scrubbing floors and vacuuming carpets, would you not just pay someone to do it? If I told you that you could pay 1 cent or 1 penny or 1 rupee for this task per hour, would you outsource it? I'm sure most of you are going to say yes, it's almost free. But what if that number became $1? Many of you might still say yes. What about $10? What about 100? Everyone's going to have a ceiling limit beyond which they prefer to do it themselves. Let's just say your number is $10. So now you have it. Maybe your time is worth $10 an hour. Second, time is valued at the amount you could earn in that time, also known as the opportunity cost of time. This is your hourly earning rate, your salary divided by the number of hours that you work to earn it. Let's say that you make $80,000 a year and you work 12 hours a day for 5 days a week. That makes it roughly $25 an hour. If I asked you to clean for 3 hours on a day you could have worked, wouldn't you pay more than $10, say even $20, because it's still $5 less than your $25 hourly rate that you could make at work? Third, is your time valued at its intrinsic value to you, given your circumstances? Let's take the example we just discussed. If you worked 6 hours every day and had tons of personal time left over but needed more money, maybe you would like to work those 3 hours extra while someone else cleans your house for $20 and you still make $5 an hour. But if you do a stressful job, say 12 hours a day for 5 days a week, sometimes with work spilling onto the weekends as well, would you still like to work then? Or just pay someone to clean the house for 3 hours and use that time for something you actually care about and value, like going to the gym or listening to music or playing with your kids? So the value of your time is not just the $20 you are going to pay someone for cleaning, but also the $25 that you're willing to forego for some relaxation and other activities. So is your time worth $45 an hour? Finally, let's push this to the extreme just to get you to see the full picture. Let me ask you a couple of difficult questions that may trigger you a bit, but stay with me and take a deep breath because it's crucial we talk about this for the entire video to make sense. Think about someone you loved and lost. A family member, a parent, a sibling, a friend who you loved dearly and lost way too soon. What would you pay for one more hour of time with them? Let me flip this around on you and ask a different question. What if you found out that you had only another year to live? How much would you value each hour of time outside of work then? I think your $45 an hour number just went off the measuring scale. Whilst these are just fictional scenarios, to help us understand why time is valuable, it's important to take the right message away from this. There are many tangible and intangible factors that determine the value of our time, but it's definitely worth at least as much as we make per hour at work, the $25 that we talked about earlier. But in reality, it's probably worth a lot more, maybe 45 or even higher, based on how much or how little we have of it. There's a fine balance between having the right amount of money and the right amount of time. And most people start with too much time and too little money, and then they build up momentum to earn more and more, and soon they tip the scales into having way too much money but not enough time. So now, based on everything we've just said, I need you to pick a number to value your time. Don't be short-sighted and just put it as the value of your salary per hour, but think about how much you are really worth per hour. Make that number slightly lower if you don't generally feel that short on time, but significantly increase that number if you work long hours and you always feel like you don't have enough time. I use a number of $100 per hour, but you can pick yours. But for the purpose of this video, since I haven't been able to talk to you, I'm going to assume that you also picked $100. Now, what do we do with this number? I'm going to stay true to my promise and not just leave you with a theory, but give you 5 practical steps for you to use this number to start to get both rich and happy starting today. Sound good enough? Let's go. First, once every week, organize your calendar and optimize it to free up as much time as you can at work without losing productivity. For work, you need to use the incredible 80-20 rule to find the tasks that actually drive your outcomes and deprioritize and reorganize the other tasks. If you need help on how to do this, I've made a brilliant video on it and I'll leave a link to it up here and down below. Also, make sure you add in your personal and home tasks as well on your calendar, like cleaning the house and buying groceries and showering and so on. Second, outsource everything that you can by paying less than the hourly rate that you just picked. If it's $100, anything that costs less goes. The most common examples of these kind of things are purchases and returns and refunds and travel and admin tasks. If you are driving 30 minutes away to a supermarket to save $5 on a grocery, don't do it. Just order or go to the nearest shop and save the time. If you're spending half an hour on the phone waiting for customer care to refund something worth less than $50, don't do it. If you're taking a connecting flight with a 4-hour layover to just save $100, which is $25 an hour, don't do it. If you can pay someone $10 an hour to clean the house, do it. If it costs $50 to pay a travel agent to make bookings for a trip that you would have spent days researching and booking, do it. These micro savings make us feel like we're coming out on top, but we're actually losing time that is incredibly valuable to us and short in supply. Now, this of course assumes that these are all non-value adding tasks that you actually don't enjoy. For example, if you actually enjoy the process of researching and booking your next vacation, do it. It's a way of getting value out of your time. But don't do it because you don't want to pay the $50 to the travel agent. It's not worth your time. Also, make sure you retain the stuff that gives you joy and contentment and satisfaction. That's the whole point of life. For example, I love cooking every Sunday for the entire week. It's my most meditative time in the week. My partner and I play music and have fun throwing around food and tasting each other's dishes. I wouldn't outsource it even if you paid me $100 an hour. But I do outsource everything else that doesn't meet the number. Third, minimize your non-valuable screen time. Of the 4 or 5 hours of actual time that we have beyond work and sleep and housework, the average person tends to spend 2.5 hours on social media. If you don't know how much you spend, go to Apple's iPhone settings or your Android phone settings and find out. Find a way to restrict this number. For example, your smartphone actually has a feature to set a daily limit on social media. Try it starting today and save your valuable time. Fourth, the most important step. Add time on your calendar to invest in the things that matter. Invest in the forms of future wealth creation that we discussed. For example, investing in the stock market to own equity and give yourself a chance to build wealth through your investments. Take the time to do that. If you want to start up but need time to think through and test ideas, do that. If you need to create content and need time to write scripts or shoot scenes or do editing, do that. And if you're trying to build skills like coding or digital marketing, do that. Carve out specific time slots for this every day, put it on your calendar and stay committed to it. Don't just take the easy way out and open up Instagram or watch a movie or just go out for drinks with friends. Find time to invest in what's going to generate value. And finally, track and measure all of this to be honest with yourself on your progress. Whilst you are planning for next week, evaluate how you did last week on your goals and find a way to improve this next week. Congratulations! If you actually made it this far and made a plan on your notepad, you are on your way to becoming one of the rarest of the rare, one of the few people in the world who will create true wealth and have the time to actually enjoy and benefit from it. Remember, this is a habit and it takes practice. Keep the faith, keep up the patience, and don't forget to comment below and tell us your approach so I can engage and help you through it. Make sure you value your time. To learn more such valuable ways to build a life of productivity, peace, and purpose, watch my video if you already haven't on wealth creation and also on building multiple careers next, which will help you do this in so much more detail. Do remember to subscribe to keep getting notified of these videos to help you live a life of productivity, peace, and purpose. Thank you for watching. See you soon.